This is our Ludicrous Speed Round.
Welcome to the Ludicrous Speed Round. We are going to start showing these on our YouTube channel, so you can be armed with information to go to your local comic book store to make an informed purchase.
Well,
it's very important.
Yeah.
Yes. But before we get into this week's reviews, we are bringing back the cocktail of the week. They are nerd and comic-inspired cocktails from around the globe. This week we are sipping on the Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, shout out to JD Got a Catch for the recipe.
Here is your recipe. In a cocktail shaker, you must have a shaker with ice. Pour 2 ounces of bourbon, 4 ounces of cold brew coffee. We're just using iced coffee today. And 1/2 ounce of maple syrup. Shaker, shaker, shaker with proper form, which is up here behind your back. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Pour into a rocks glass over ice and enjoy.
That's not how Tom Cruise did it.
I agree.
Excelsior.
Excelsior. That is loverly. And enjoy your cocktail while we review 8 more of this Wednesday, October 9th, new comics during the Ludicrous Speed Round.
Future Fight Firsts, White Fox #1 from Marvel.
That just sounds like nonsense. Future Fight is a Marvel phone and tablet game that's sweeping the nation, and Agents of Atlas is the comic that Marvel desperately wants to sweep Asia. So what happens when a character made for Future Fight gets their own monthly comic? My guess is it's canceled in less than a year because Marvel puts out too many comics, but that's besides the point. Like the other AOA titles, this one centers around an Asian character. This time, it's a shape-shifting fox from a race called the Kumiho.
Oh no, she's a fox, a real fox.
And it features almost anime art in an attempt to make kids who love anime read comics. But guess what? They don't.
They do.
So they probably
comics
won't
are
read
huge
this.
in Asia.
Yeah, but they're not reading superhero comics like this. They're just not. Make an anime, they might watch it, but I don't think the audience Marvel is trying to capture with titles like this even exists. It was cute and well written for a YA title, but there's nothing here to bring a reader back. And too many other Asian characters Marvel could do something with, rather than plucking new characters from a video game. Giving it a skim it, because there was nothing inherently wrong with it. It's just, why?
You just hate Asians, I got it.
Yes, specifically Asian Fox people.
Yeah.
The Batman's Grave, #1 from DC.
The long-awaited reunion of the Authority co-creators Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch is finally here, and it is wonderful. Ellis takes us inside the mind of Batman as he himself tries to get into the mind of a victim found in a mysterious crime scene. Meanwhile, Alfred's hitting the sauce and questioning his lot in life. The art is exceedingly beautiful. I had no idea Kevin Nolan was going to ink this series, and his work with Hitch is greater than the sum of its parts. I found myself just staring at the gorgeously detailed backgrounds. It's amazing. This was a great first issue. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the series. The Batman's Grave #1 gets a buy it.
Not a Black Label title.
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
I think it's just a 10-issue release. Joker, Harley Quinn, Criminal Sanity #1 from DC Black Label.
If you didn't get enough of Harley's most recent Black Label title, Harleen, you can do it all over again here with this story of Harleen Quinn, pre-Harley Quinn, as a hard-nosed psychologist forcing herself into a police investigation, which I don't think psychologists do very often, of several seemingly connected grisly murders. If you love true crime podcasts and shows, you might be wondering why DC is trying to inject a true crime story into their fictional universe. Don't get me wrong, I love a good murder mystery, but I would argue this is not the most interesting part of Harley's character. And we already have one title telling a pre-Harley story.
Yeah, that's all right. There's like 3 more Joker projects on the way, too. So.
Miko Suyon's art is gorgeous in black and white, but when the book goes color, it gets really weird, and it reminds me of the old photo reference digital work of Greg Land and Greg Horn. Remember that crap?
Yes.
Like the other Black Label titles, this one has violence and F-bombs, and like the other Black Label titles, I'm finding it hard to care about this one. I'm giving it a skim it. Edgar Allan Poe's Snifter of Terror, Volume 2, #1, from Ahoy!
Ahoy's comedy horror anthology series is back for another round, but this time they seem to be playing it a bit more straight. Dean Motter's lead story is decent, but it lacks the comedic edge that I found so appealing in the previous volume. It's just a regular Poe-esque horror story. Snifter of Terror #1 is well done, and it's packed with content like all of Ahoy's titles. It just wasn't what I was looking for from this series, though, so I'm giving it a strong skim.
Listen to us this week. We're both just...
I mean, that's like my most... that's like my most extreme review this week. Journey to Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, Allegiance, #1 from Marvel. How many more adjectives can we fit in this title?
I'm getting tired of these prequel comics that don't really set up anything other than revisiting the status quo after the end of the last Star Wars film. The art by Luke Ross is really great and captures the Star Wars look and feel of the films, but there just isn't much to read here, unless you really like Rey talking to herself instead of using thought bubbles. And P.S., why does no one use thought bubbles anymore? Just use a thought bubble!
Jason Aaron's been doing it in Avengers. It's
Good,
pretty fun.
because narration is dumb. When a title walks around and goes, maybe if I use the Force on this character, it'll work. Oh, but it's not really that thing's fault. It's not bad. You know, like, you're just talking? You sound crazy. This was perfectly fine Star Wars comic booking other than the ridiculously long title, but I have to wonder if Marvel Star Wars fans are getting as sick of this many titles as I am. I'm giving it a skip it.
Bobo Bomb currently trying to eat Matt Bomb live on the air.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
Hellmouth, #1 from Boom.
The Buffy Angel crossover event kicks off here as the Star-Crossed duo have their first proper meeting. Drusilla is about to open the Hellmouth, and the shit is really hitting the fan in Sunnydale. Hellmouth. Jordy Belair and Jeremy Lambert's story moves fast, but still manages to hit some nice emotional beats. Eleonora Carlini's art is exciting, though some of the characters' faces can look a little odd. And Chris Peters' colors are especially dynamic. Hellmouth #1 is a fun start to this event that brings two beloved characters back together again for the first time. Buy it. Shoplifters will be liquidated, #1 from Aftershock.
In this dystopic future, the world's largest retailer hired security that doesn't just catch shoplifters, they execute them on sight! Patrick Kindlin's script is darkly humorous and a fun look at commercialism run wild in a massive superstore environment that reminded me of a more colorful version of Terry Gilliam's Brazil. Fantastic cartooning by Stefano Simeone, I'm gonna say? Sure. He moves the story along at almost an ADHD pace and injects humanity into the characters. I love highbrow satirical sci-fi, and this did not disappoint. I'm giving it a buy it. Cobra Kai, #1 from IDW.
Look, there's no reason that a Karate Kid sequel on YouTube 30 years later should be as good as it is, but I'm telling you, Cobra Kai is great. This comic adaptation tells the secret origin of the show's star, Johnny Lawrence, and his path to the All-Valley Karate Championship. Denton J. Tipton's script has just the right amount of 80s movie cheese, but the real stars here are the art team. Infinite Kung Fu's Kagan McLeod draws the hell out of this issue.
I love it.
Yes, and the colors by Luis Antonio Delgado are beautiful. If you're a fan of the show, you'll dig this, and it's a nice addition to the mythos if you have fond memories of the film. Cobra Kai #1, it's a buy. Is it Nina? Sure. That is your Ludicrous speed round, and is the sound of the Juggernaut puking his guts all over Foggy Nelson after watching Frank interrogate a frost giant. As seen in the pages of Punisher Kill Crew #3, this onomatopoeia of the week was submitted by Adam Wednesday via Facebook, and his one note was to make it bassy.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Juggernaut's a bassy dude.
Yeah. If you want to submit an onomatopoeia of the week or suggest a cocktail recipe, you can barf it all over any of our social media accounts or send an email to twoheadednerd@gmail.com. You can also watch the Ludicrous Speed Round on our YouTube channel. They are usually up even before the show to help you, the discerning comic nerd, make an educated new comic book day buying decision. You're welcome.
You're friggin' welcome. But for now, This is the Two-Headed Nerd, signing off.